Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Honda Cr-V. This is the 2.2 EX diesel. It's an automatic version. As you can see here, 2011 car with 68,000 miles on the clock. The car's in really great condition. They look fabulous in white, they really do. I think the colour, because it's not a complete white, you've got the black roof, privacy glass, black inserts, it breaks it up perfectly. It's a really, really good looking car. Lights and lenses completely clear on the front there, by the way. Bumper, apart from a few camera cars with flies, is completely clear. The odd little touching on there from over the years, as you'd expect. But the bonnet itself, very, very, very clean and tidy. Hardly a stone chip of any great note on there at all. And come down the near side of the car first. Absolutely mirror smooth in the panels there, really is. Front bumper corner, front wing, absolutely clean as a whistle. Front near side alloy, very, very good indeed, really clean. And then the range of the panel right down the side, really, really crisp. I always say that do bear in mind the age and mileage of the car. I mean, there will be the odd minor mark on there, which the camera doesn't pick up, or I don't pick up on, or not by intent. So please do bear that in mind. Possibly encourage people to come see them. Rear alloy again, really, really good. And then around the back of the vehicle itself. It's a really good angle for the car with this high level spoiler. It's only subtle, but it really suits the car very, very nicely indeed. Colour coded parking sensors front and rear to complement the rear parking camera. All very clean and tidy around the back. And then off the side of the car, as with the near side, wonderfully clean in the panel work. Rear alloy on the side, very, very good. Just the odd mark on one of the spokes I can see there, but nothing that sort of really truly detracts from the car in any way. And then down to the final alloy on the front. Again, really good, just a tiniest bit of curbing on the outside, right on the rim of the wheel there, but again, certainly keeping the age and mileage of the car. But I mean, it's a very, very good looking car in really lovely condition. Coming to the boot area here, you can see all the parts that should be in there are here with the car. Tonneau cover, middle shelf, and obviously then space underneath. Obviously tonneau cover just pops back like that. Middle shelves. People find a use for them. I never really have, to be honest with you. You can hinge them up to give you better access, or if you can see here, that's recessed, is this exactly the same shape as this up here. So you can pop those in there and they don't take any of the boot space out, or hardly anything at all. But a massive boot, which is extendable by just pulling the rear seats forward on their runners as well. Coming to the back of the car here, you see an absolutely huge amount of rear leg room. A full set of original Honda mats in this car, by the way. As I said, these seats are on runners, so they can be pulled forward to extend the boot space. Leatherwork in the back, unlike so many, because they are used for family use. And unfortunately, little children do have a habit of messing up these rear seats, but this has been given the lightest of use. It's one of the very nicest in the back I've seen for a long time. Front passenger door card again, very clean. All the little recesses are really nice. Front passenger seat, as with the rears, looks like it's hardly been sat in at all. It's in absolutely beautiful condition. Driver's door card again, all very, very good, with only a minimal amount of wear. And then driver's seat, as with the passenger seat, is in absolutely fantastic condition. So it's inside the car now. Engine's running through this section just so you can see the the dashboard illuminated. Check for any warning lights that may or may not be on the car. The dashboard itself is in wonderful, wonderful condition. I'm just going to close the blind above my head to stop the shine on the dashboard. Bear with me. All the little recesses really nicely kept. USB lead in there so you can play your music and charge your phone. Sat nav, as you can see, working absolutely perfectly. I'll pull the car into reverse there. lovely clear parking camera as well, but all working exactly as it should. Access to the CD behind, just press that button there and that pops then open, gives you access to the CD and also the sat-nav CD as well. Air conditioning, all the controls in really lovely condition. And then come down the centre here, again all the cubby holes in wonderful condition. Heated seats working exactly as they should as well. And if I come up here, bear with me, into the dashboard, you can hopefully see 68,592 miles. The only light showing is obviously for low fuel. That's the only thing on this car. I'll put some fuel in. Auto lights and auto wipers. All the steering wheel looks and feels as new in hand, in all honesty. As I said, it's been kept really, really well, this car. Finally, just to come under the engine bay, which is a beautifully presented one as you'd expect from Honda. Cam chain driven engines of course on these, and they've got a reputation for incredible reliability and durability. More of which in the following road test video. Right then, this is a road test video for a Honda Cr-V, and it's the 2.2 EX diesel. This is obviously the automatic version. This particular car is registered VU11VCZ, and mileage at the start of the road test is 68,567 miles. Reason for doing these road tests, as I say in pretty much all of them, very simply is we want customers to actually see the cars we're selling actually in operation, and it's the very car in the advert. We sell cars to people from all over the UK who are willing to travel a long way, plus also mainland Europe. So the least we can do is put the effort in to actually sort of show you the vehicle driving and operating. That way, if there's any issues on the vehicle, we can and we will relay them back to you. It's the whole point of doing it. Also done on the very, very quiet country roads close to our premises, so hopefully representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. So coming to the car itself, engine, which is a wonderful, wonderful unit in these cars. It starts absolutely instantly, settles to a completely smooth and even idle, pulls willingly, quietly, with plenty of power, plenty of poke, throughout the entire rev range of the car. It's a very, very, very nice unit to drive behind. Once you're up and running, it's hardly noticeable as a diesel at all. You've got tons and tons of torque, so it's working the gearbox far less than the petrol equivalent. There's absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. The car's been running now for well over half an hour. Temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, whether it be petrol or diesel. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox, which is a great gearbox, taken straight from the Honda Legend actually, because they wanted something beefy enough to be able to withstand the torque of the engine. But it's a lovely gearbox. Gear change is swift, slick. You hardly feel it, in all honesty. It's a very, very well matched, and that's not always a given with turbo diesels and autos. I've driven some where the combination, not on Hondas, on the other makes, where it just doesn't work. The ratio is either completely wrong on the car, or there's so much turbo lag that the gearbox becomes indecisive. But this is a great, great match, and all working absolutely perfectly. Gear changes, as I said, all very, very good indeed. Steering on this generation Honda is lovely. It's proper power steering. It's hydraulic steering. It's got a lovely weight to it. Feels tight, taut in the hand. No slack in it at all. There's no vibrations going back to the steering wheel at this or any speed up to the legal limit either. And it's just very, very well matched to the chassis of the vehicle. It kind of flows. It's got a really lovely fluid action to it. It makes the car feel heavier than it is, which I really like. It feels solid on the road. The steering is set up so it's not nervous, but it allows sort of minimum turn in so the car's not sort of lolloping about, and it just works really, really nicely. Same goes for the chassis of the vehicle.
The ride is really well judged. It's not so pudding soft that, you know, it keels over the corners like this one here. Just turn in, it just, body control's maintained really well. There's less pitching and rolling than you get in a lot of its competitors' cars. They've done a very, very good job on these cars. I've had literally loads of CR-Vs and I love them. You know, we've got family, young kids, and it's just a really, really good setup because you're not getting a lot of the, as I said, this kind of roll angle which you get with some more upright vehicles, and that can result in sort of kids feeling quite nauseous and travel sick in the back. But my kids who are susceptible to it never suffer with it in the CR-Vs. I had a wonderful Toyota Land Cruiser which I really loved, but unfortunately the kids were just green as soon as I got in the thing, which was a shame because I loved the car. But this one's absolutely fine. Also, what I'm looking out for on test drive, if there's any kind of mechanical noises kind of coming from underneath the vehicle, it shouldn't be there as part of this, you know, the suspension sort of rattling underneath, but there's nothing on this car at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. Brakes on the car, I'm just going to give them a bit of a shove. Yeah, it's a really nice solid brake pedal. There's no kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all. Suggests that all's in good order underneath. I'm just going to go through the workshops anyway to be checked, but all seems absolutely fine. Also pulls the car down straight and true. It's not pulling left, right or otherwise when you hit the brake pedal, which is obviously all important. For those that don't know, these are obviously four-wheel drive vehicles, although Honda, you know, very quickly realised that the vast majority of people's driving is going to be doing exactly what I'm doing here, just driving quite normally on good surfaces and good condition, and that's literally 99% of the time. So, you know, what's the point in having four-wheel drive whirring away? Because all that basically achieves is extra sort of frictional losses on the vehicle and extra wear put through it. So sort of tyres are put under more pressure, the mechanicals are put under more pressure, and obviously you use more fuel than you would do if you're running in two-wheel drive. So hence, for nearly all the time, the car will be running in front-wheel drive only, which is exactly, you know, the most efficient way to run a car. Only as and when it needs to go into four-wheel drive will it do so. It'll choose it. You know, I've used these so many times when towing, you know, a caravan, that, you know, if you go on a wet pitch, the front wheel starts to spin momentarily, suddenly the rear wheel doesn't kick in and you just drive through. It's absolutely seamless in operation and they work brilliantly well. You just don't have any issues with them at all. And the simplicity, you know, ensures the reliability of the system as well. You know, they're incredibly tough, but all working exactly as it should on this vehicle. I was just checking the cruise control there, by the way, as we're driving down the main road, and obviously that's working exactly as intended as well. Coming to the interior of the car, fantastically well made cars. They really are beautifully made. There's no buzzers, trim rattles, creaks, nothing inside the car at all in really nice order. Obviously this is EX spec, so top of the range. We tend not to sell the lower spec cars. They are hard to sell because there's such a huge difference between this and the next one down in the range. So obviously you've got the leather and the heated seats, which is all working perfect, or which are all working perfectly on the car, I should say. Sat nav system, simplicity itself, nice and high up, and obviously pop it into reverse, you've got the rear parking camera. Dual zone climate control, which is pumping out absolutely ice cold air. It's a really hot, muggy day today already, and that's almost borderline too cold. It's freezing in here, it shows how efficiently it's working. But all the switch gears of the very highest quality. They really do these things wonderfully well. But it's a simple interior, which I love. It's not over the top, it's not over complicated. You can just get in and drive. The functions, of which there are many, are all easily accessible and easy to use. Dashboard, again, standard Honda stuff, big dominating dials, lovely display, all working exactly as it should. And then obviously auto lights, auto wipers, multifunction steering wheel, again, all working exactly as intended. As I said at the start of the video, the point of these videos is just to show the car in operation, but to pick up on any issues, no matter how small they might be. And there's nothing on this vehicle to report back. It drives absolutely beautifully, and I've had loads to judge it by, so I know a good one from a bad one, or one that's not been well looked after. And this one feels tight, taut, not giving it any allowance for mileage or age at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. If, however, I've missed something on the video, please don't hesitate, do give us a call, and I will happily answer any questions you might have about the car. Brings me on to another thing, just finally. The websites and Auto Trader where we predominantly advertise, they tend to encourage emails. We don't actually. We still far rather talk to people about cars. We're enthusiastic about Hondas. Both myself and my business partner, we both used to work for the Bristol Honda dealership. We're very, very, very enthusiastic about our Honda cars, and we'd rather talk to you about it if you've got any questions. However, if you need to email, please do so, of course. Don't feel as though you can't. It's just that we do prefer to talk. But anyway, thank you for watching the video.